Hi. We eat food which gives us energy to do all life activities, and we call it metabolism. Now, whenever this process gets disturbed, it can cause a metabolic disease, like, for example, diabetes, where we see a rise in the blood sugar, or in science language, blood glucose levels. Now, just see this. Normally, substrate glucose is being converted to the product glucose 6-phosphate. Now, a rise in the glucose level means glucose is not getting converted. So, there is a major problem happening in this metabolic reaction. Now, all metabolic reactions, including this one, are always governed by an enzyme. And this enzyme, at the same time, also interact with other proteins. And that's where my PhD research comes, where I'm trying to find if these protein-enzyme interactions are causing an effect or change in the metabolic reaction or not, and thus somehow responsible for the major problem happening here or not. But it's not just this one metabolic reaction. There is a series of metabolic reactions happening before glucose and also after glucose 6-phosphate. So basically, it's just a long chain of metabolic reactions which altogether make this big system. And that's exactly how metabolism looks inside one cell. I know it looks complicated, don't worry about it. Just imagine this big system as a city map of roads, where all these reactions or lines are just roads. Now imagine there is a major roadblock at one of the roads, by which I mean that major problem happening in that metabolic reaction. Now, don't you think if there is a major roadblock, will not that slow the traffic in the other roads as well? Same thing. Focusing on protein-enzyme interaction only for this one metabolic reaction will not help me to solve the major problem. But I actually have to explore, using computers, all the protein-enzyme interactions happening for all the other metabolic reactions, or in our case, other roads. First, I opt-in published protein-enzyme data from online biological databases, and then I'm doing analysis like how many proteins and what type of proteins interact with enzymes. If protein-enzyme interactions make metabolic reactions faster or slower, which protein-enzyme interactions are found in multiple species, and more like these. And once I'm done with that, it will finally help me to identify the best ones, maybe just one, or 2, or 5 candidate protein-enzyme interactions which hugely affect metabolism. And once we know the candidates, that information can definitely be used to develop a therapeutic strategy, not only for the major problem causing diabetes, but for any other metabolic disease in this world. Thank you.